Welcome back to TechKidFX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on XRP, whose current price stands at the $0.4634 mark, and here on TradingView the market is up by 0.45%. and in this video I want to give you the key scenarios that I expect to play out, basing my analysis on the Eliot waves and the Fibonacci's, and also the key areas of support and resistances. And I'll kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening on this chart. XRP from the all-time high has been seeing lower prices in this massive ABC corrective movement, which has now taken us back to around the $0.28 mark, and having done so, I believe it has done the minimum that we expected it to do in its ABC corrective movement. And right now we are seeing a very nice bounce to the upper side in a movement that has been obeying the Eliot wave structures. And getting to the analysis of this chart, starting my analysis here on the daily charts, you can see that after making our low down there, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side, managing to break above key areas of resistances. And getting to the 4-hour chart so that you can see this better, here on the 4-hour chart, after making our low down there, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side in a movement that has been obeying the Eliot wave structures, having this as the first wave to the upper side. Then we saw a very nice retracement to the lower side in the formation of a wave 2, then continued pushing higher in this impulsive movement, seeing the formation of a wave 3. Then I expect the formation of a wave 4 right here, then continue pushing higher in the formation of a wave 5 to complete a higher Eliot wave count 1. And getting a little bit into the details of the formation of this fractal wave so that it can also give us the key scenarios that we expect to play out. After making our high for that first wave, we saw a very nice retracement to the lower side in the formation of a wave 2, and using the Fibonacci's, we can get to see whether that wave 2 has done the minimum that we expect a wave 2 to retrace into, using the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the low of the wave 1 to the high of that wave 1, and that gives me a minimum retracement area between the Fib level 0.382 and the Fib level 0.618, and I can mark that target area here on the chart like that. And you can see we retraced into that target area. We even managed to break out of the target area and went back to the Fib level 0.78 Fib level, which is a key area of support, and we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side in the formation of a wave 3. And in that movement to the upper side, we can use the trend-based Fibonacci to get to see whether this third wave to the upper side has done the minimum that we expect it to do, using a trend-based Fib, connecting it from the low of the wave 1 to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the Fibs to the low of the wave 2. And that gives me a minimum target area to the upper side at the Fib level 1.618, and that is at around the $0.50916 mark. And you can see we pushed into that target area here on the XRP chart, and after making our high for that third wave at around the $0.55 mark, we have been seeing a very nice retracement over here in the formation of a wave 4. And using the Fibonacci's once more, we can get a minimum target area, that is the retracement area to the lower side in the formation of a wave 4, using the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the low of the wave 3 to the high of that wave 3, and that gives me a minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of a wave 4 between the Fib level 0.382 and the Fib level 0.618, like that. And I can mark that target area here on the charts, and that target area lies between the $0.46 mark and the $0.4 mark. And you can see we have retraced into that target area, though we have not fully maximized that target area. And because the fourth wave is a corrective wave, I also expected to see a corrective movement play out over here. That is an ABC corrective movement, and I believe we are seeing such a structure right here, having this as the wave A, then a wave B making our high at around the $0.54 mark. Then we have continued pushing lower, making our low at around the $0.41 mark, and there is a possibility that maybe the low is not yet in, because this coincides with the low of that wave A over here. So we are yet to make the low for that ABC corrective movement, and that would mean I expect lower prices here on the XRP chart for us to fully maximize the formation of our wave 4 before we continue pushing higher in the formation of our wave 5 to complete that higher Eliot wave count 1. And right here in this formation of our wave 4, we have structures that have been playing out over here. And if I start with the channel that we have right here, having this as the upper side of the channel and this as the lower side of the channel, and you can see this channel has been well respected, having more than 3 touch points. And at the moment you can see that we managed to touch the lower side of the channel, then saw a very nice bounce to the upper side using that key area of support at around the $0.43 mark, and that's why we are seeing a bit of a bounce to the upper side. And there's a possibility that we can continue pushing higher given that we have key area of support at around the $0.43 mark. And in case that plays out, I still expect that at some point we might find resistances in between here, and once we hit that key area of resistance, I can expect another bounce to the lower side so that we can get into this target area once more and fully maximize it by going back to around the $0.4 mark. And once that plays out, then we can expect a nice bounce to the upper side in the formation of our wave 5. We also have another chart pattern that is in formation right here, which is a triangle, and if I draw it out, we can have this as the lower side of the triangle like that, with those lower sides of the candlesticks as the baseline. Then we have the upper side of the triangle like that, and within this movement right here, we are also seeing an ABCDE movement over here, having that as the wave A, then a wave B, a wave C, a wave D, and then I'm expecting a breakout out of this chart pattern to the lower side in a wave E. And once we see the breakout out of that chart pattern, that is the movement that I expect us to fully maximize the formation of our wave 4 by taking us back to around the $0.4 mark. And once that plays out, then we can expect a very nice bounce to the upper side in the formation of our wave 5. And using the trend based Fibonacci, we can also sketch out a target area to the upper side in the formation of that fifth wave, connecting the trend based Fibonacci from the low of the wave 1 to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the high of that wave 3, and that gives me a minimum target area to the upper side at the fib level 0.618, and that is at around the $0.6376 mark. So that is the minimum that I would expect us to fully maximize the formation of our wave 5 to the upper side. And once that plays out, then we can expect a higher Eliot wave count 2 to play out. Also taking a look at the indicators to see what movements will be supported here on the 4-hour RSI. We are trading at around the 55 mark, meaning we have massive room for us to support any movement to the upper side and also any movement to the lower side out of these chart patterns that I have drawn out over here. Those movements will still be supported on the RSI. Also taking a look at the MACD, on the MACD we have printed a bullish cross, and that would mean higher prices could be coming our way. So let's be patient and see how that plays out. Also taking a look at the daily MACD, you can see we have printed a bearish cross, and that would mean lower prices could be coming our way. So there's room for us to support any movement to fully maximize the formation of our wave 4 here on the daily MACD. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.